Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. But her life was not easy. After her mother passed away, her father remarried, and her stepmother and two stepsisters moved into their home. But oh dear, they were not very kind to Cinderella. While they wore fancy dresses and had everything they wanted, Cinderella had to cook, clean, and take care of everything in the house. One day, an exciting announcement arrived. The prince was hosting a grand ball at the palace, and every young lady in the kingdom was invited. "You go to the ball?" they laughed. "Impossible!" They gave Cinderella even more chores so she wouldn't have time to get ready. But just when she thought all hope was lost, something magical happened. With a twinkle and a sparkle, Cinderella's fairy godmother appeared. "My dear, you shall go to the ball," she said with a smile. With a flick of her wand, a pumpkin turned into a sparkling carriage, and tiny mice became beautiful horses. Cinderella gasped as her rags turned into the most beautiful gown she had ever seen. On her feet were magical glass slippers. "But remember, my dear," said the fairy godmother, "this magic will only last until midnight." When Cinderella arrived at the palace, the whole room fell silent. The prince couldn't take his eyes off her. They danced and danced all night long. Oh no! The clock struck midnight. Cinderella had to leave before the magic faded. As she ran, one of her glass slippers slipped off. The prince picked it up, determined to find the mysterious girl. The next day, the prince searched the entire kingdom. Each young lady tried on the slipper, but it was too big or too small. When the prince arrived at Cinderella's home, her stepsisters tried to squeeze their feet into the slipper, but when Cinderella tried, it fit perfectly. The prince knew she was the one. He asked Cinderella to marry him, and she happily said yes. And so, Cinderella's kindness and bravery led her to a life full of happiness. She and the prince lived happily ever after.